Well, tonight there are a lot of sick kids in the New Orleans area.
Yeah, the flu plus 3 types of respiratory viruses. They're keeping kids home from school, and doctors and other healthcare professionals very busy.
Paul Murphy's joining us live outside Children's Hospital tonight with a look at just how busy. Paul?
Hey, Sharice. Here at Children's Hospital, doctors have been treating a variety of respiratory illnesses since the summer, including RSV. And they say in recent weeks, the viruses have really started to spread just in time for flu season. About half of the kids now being treated at Children's Hospital in New Orleans have some form of respiratory illness.
Our city, our state, our region really is a petri dish for viruses right now. There are so many respiratory viruses circulating.
They include the flu, enterovirus, adenovirus, and RSV. Pediatrician and Children's Chief Medical Officer Dr. Mark Kline sees no evidence the viruses are peaking. He expects them to worsen as the weather gets colder and people spend more time indoors.
My concern really is that we'll be dealing with these same viruses well into the winter, and that COVID-19 will come back in bigger numbers over the months ahead.
Paul Barber and 16-month-old son Lucas was admitted to Children's over the weekend with RSV and a slight case of pneumonia.
He recently had, COVID and flu this year already. Did well with those. It's just this RSV he's been having the issues with.
He says little Lucas is receiving oxygen and responding well to treatment.
You almost feel helpless that you can't really do nothing for him. You just wish, if it was just me, I could fight it off a little bit better than him.
Dr. Kline says COVID and the mitigation measures taken over the past 2 years, like masking and social distancing, changed the way the respiratory viruses express themselves.
Young children in particular were not exposed to these viruses, and so at this point they lack any immunity to them. And now that those mitigation measures are no longer in place, we're seeing these viruses spread like wildfire.
Dr. Kline recommends children avoid large gatherings of people who may be infected.
Don't send them to school sick, good hand washing, and then certainly have your kids vaccinated against influenza and against COVID-19.
And the doctor said with so many viruses out there, there is a real risk of co-infection. In fact, he said some of the sickest children here at the hospital have multiple infections at the same time. We're live outside Children's Hospital in Uptown. Paul Murphy, Eyewitness News.
That's terrible. Thank you, Paul.